your vegetables.
Quad forwards. There's your guillotine.
There you go. That's what I've been waiting on, baby. He managed to get 1 minute. Nate's got to go home.
The hair is all over. Nate Diaz beats Conor McGregor.
Oh, not the house, not the house, not the house. Not the house.
He's not a champion, he never was. He doesn't have a UFC belt, he doesn't hold record-breaking win streaks. But he has something far more valuable than any title, the reputation of a straight-up gangster inside the octagon. His name is Nate Diaz, and today we're talking about the fights that prove true strength isn't just about winning, it's about making everyone else question themselves. Smash that like button, and let's get started.
You beat me in a street fight?
Huh?
You think you beat me in a street fight?
You in a street fight?
Yeah.
You're a podcaster, brother.
I love it. So the answer is then yes, yeah?
Of course.
I love it.
You're the champion of my weight class, 55 and 70.
55's Khabib.
Okay.
70's Kamaru Usman.
Okay.
I mean, it'd be nice.
I feel like I'm just better and cooler than those guys. What the hell do I want to fight them for? Pettis is cooler than both of them, fight-wise.
Nate Diaz never pretended, not once. Not even in his wildest dreams did he imagine playing a role, copying someone else, or bending to fit into anyone's expectations. He was, is, and always will be himself. A kid raised on the ruthless streets of Stockton, streets where lawlessness ruled from his earliest years and throughout most of his adult life. Streets that forged him in a steel core, ready at any moment to throw down, whether to defend his own interests or to simply protect himself. The first fight we're talking about today took place in April 2008. This was Nate's fourth appearance in the UFC, after 3 straight finishes. His opponent, Kurt Pellegrino. Pellegrino was tough, but even he couldn't withstand a young Nate Diaz. We won't describe every detail of that fight, only the moment that defined it. In round 2, Diaz locked in a triangle choke, and once he knew Pellegrino wasn't getting out, Nate let loose. He leaned back, flexed his arms in celebration, and raised 2 middle fingers into the air. The arena exploded. Joe Rogan lost his mind. It was vintage Nate Diaz. Raw, disrespectful, unforgettable.
What I know I should do. He's my training partner. If he thought I should do something, he'd tell me specifically, but he didn't really. He just trained hard. He says, go beat that motherfucker's ass, don't be a bitch.
There you go. Couldn't have. Nice job.
The next challenge was far more dangerous, a true test of Nate's grit and Stockton spirit. Donald Cowboy Cerrone. And this wasn't the aging cowboy of later years, the inconsistent version who could either scalp someone in a minute or collapse just as quickly. No, this was prime Cerrone, a monster on the verge of a title shot. At that time, no one wanted to face him. It was a guaranteed beating. But Nate didn't care. He knew one thing, taking a fight like this, the UFC brass would make it worth his while.
I love it.
Everything that happened over those 3 rounds at UFC 141 is pure, immortal classic in the history of the UFC. The bold son of Stockton dragged Cowboy across the octagon wall, breaking him down not just physically but mentally. Donald Cerrone naively thought he would punish Diaz for so-called disrespect that never actually existed. Instead, Cerrone paid the price, eating dozens of middle fingers served alongside an endless barrage of punches.
Nice right hook to the head. Oh, good combination. I think he did a lot of damage in that first round, Mike. And Cerrone's face. And you see him, he's not throwing him.
Go ahead, talk. Camera off me, man. Come on. Nah, it's on you. What are you gonna say? Come on, you gotta be quick. Think of something. I don't like Nate Diaz. Why don't you like Nate Diaz? He's a dick. What do you gotta say about him? He's a crazy mother. He's a crazy motherfucker. You think you could beat his ass? Come on. Nah.
Next, we move on to the career-defining fight for Nate Diaz, December 2015. Defining because up until then, Nate had lived in the shadow of his older brother Nick. Nick's legacy, his fame, his aura, they were all much greater. But hunger changes everything. After a year-long layoff, Nate returned to the octagon to throw down with dangerous striker Michael Johnson. And Nate's reasoning for wanting this fight? In true Diaz fashion, his explanation was blunt. I just wanted to fight him.
Why back at 155 and not 170?
That's just the way things worked out. You know, they gave me a list of names at 170, and it was like never heard of any of them. Michael Johnson's ranked number 5. He's a better option than the other ones.
There's Johnson, Diaz, both men southpaw. White trunks for Johnson, black trunks for Nate Diaz.
Oh, Nate Diaz getting loose. Well, but a nice jab by Nate. Ooh. This is wild.
Absolutely.
And he's landed a lot. There he goes again. Oh, he heard him there, and Nate just pointed to him. Nate Diaz!
Of course, Nate dismantled Johnson, but the fight itself wasn't the story. The real highlight came after the fight. That's right, the interview. That's when old Nate delivered one of the most iconic post-fight call-outs in UFC history.
Yeah, Conor McGregor, you're taking everything I work for, mother. I'm gonna fight your. You know what's the real fight? What's the real money fight is me.
Who could have predicted that fate would bend to the Stockton soldier and actually hand him what he demanded? Because the fight that followed, Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor, was absolute perfection from a storytelling standpoint. Two completely opposite temperaments, two completely opposite personas. The explosive charisma of the notorious Irishman versus the raw, unfiltered authenticity of Nate Diaz. The UFC could not have scripted it better. And what made it even crazier? The fight was booked on short notice, but Nate, better than anyone, filled the role perfectly, with nothing but his presence, his grit, and his honesty.
What is the game plan going out against him?
The game plan is you go in there, hit him with some good shit, don't get hit, and come home with a pocket full of cash.
He even tried to pick on John Anik the other day. He has a bully mentality until a real man shows up. Like Mike Tyson said, he's scared of a real man.
John Anik, f*** you. How about that? Hey, I'm here to kill or be killed in Stockton, California. F*** this little bitch.
Nate Diaz, ladies and gentlemen.
Fatigue should not be a factor for either fighter. For Nate, training for the triathlon Joe mentioned. Nate Diaz making up some ground here in the second round.
Big difference here is the he tagged him.
With the good right there.
He tagged him. He heard him. He caught him again with the right hook. And another left. Oh, again with the right. Diaz. He just got it. He got hands all over. Oh my goodness. Shook up the world. How's that feel?
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
And then it happened. Not only did Nate Diaz shock the world by finishing Conor McGregor, it was the aftermath that made history. Diaz's post-fight interviews became legendary. They turned into viral quotes, catchphrases, words forever etched into the DNA of MMA culture. Nate didn't just win the fight, he won the hearts of fans and cemented his status as the UFC's ultimate anti-hero.
When the next round started, it came quicker than I thought. And when I started landing shots, I was like, this is a wrap, because you ain't going no farther than this. I could tell by the landed punches and how his punches started. I started smothering his punches and they started easing up. And I was like, and then I had him on the cage and I was like, you don't have shit to say now, do you? And then I put a knee in his stomach and I heard him go, huh, and I was like, yeah, this is good, this is it. And then all of a sudden he's shooting for a takedown, and I'm like, oh, you're a wrestler now. You're a wrestler. I remember I'm the black belt in jiu-jitsu, and you're shooting on me now, so me and you know that this is a wrap. This is a wrap.
Yes, eventually these two, Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor, had their rematch. It was just as massive, just as hyped, but it wasn't the same magic. At that point, the redemption arc of McGregor was what everyone cared about. The dangerous gangster life of Diaz? Nobody seemed to notice. But Nate never cared. By then, he'd already looted enough cash to live comfortably, built a fan base bigger than his older brother Nick, and then disappeared underground for 3 years. And only when his fighter's spirit, starved for blood, pain and the highest level tests did he raise his hand to return. The UFC gave him that chance on August 17, 2019 at UFC 241. His opponent? None other than Anthony Showtime Pettis, a longtime acquaintance of Stockton's Soldier, a man who, according to Nate himself, avoided him in his prime years.
Did Pettis just say something to you?
Yeah, he didn't say shit. Put his head down and look down, but he's walking by like he's tight. And you know what? Call him a bitch right here because he thinks he's tight. He's been talking that shit on the internet and like want to act like you don't see me when he's here, but don't act like you want to fight or act tight if you're not gonna do shit.
There was no official bad blood hyped up, but that didn't cool Nate's fire. Diaz is old school and he believes all scores are settled with fists. And for him, this setup was perfect.
I want to fight. Who's next? I want to do whatever I'm told. I'm like, from day one. It's gonna stay the same too until I'm 100 years old. I'm the don of all this shit. Anybody gonna step in this room and say they're the ass whipper? I beg to differ.
Diaz with a lot of pressure. Pettis caught him though with the right hand there.
Nice right hand from Nate.
He's squirming, hip escape, nice shrimp. Very nice move there.
Let's be honest, we didn't envy Showtime back then when we first watched the fight, and we don't envy him now after re-watching it, because Nate gave the former champion a beating, Stockton style, brutal, relentless, and in classic fashion, he followed it with one of the most savage post-fight interviews of his career.
The reason I was off is because everybody sucked. There was nobody to fight. But with this belt, I want to defend it against Jorge Masvidal. Had a good last fight. Good last fight. All respect to the man. But there ain't no gangsters in this game anymore. There ain't nobody who does it right but me and him. So I know my man's a gangster, but he ain't no West Coast gangster.
And let's be real, in a video about Diaz's most gangster moments, leaving that one out would be a crime. Now, we're not gonna waste time on the Masvidal fight, that's been done to death. What interests us far more is Nate's clash with Leon Edwards in June 2021. UFC knew the stakes. They gave the fight 5 full rounds, even though it wasn't even a co-main event. And they were right.
He knows how to win and he knows how to win and get it done. So it's gonna be a serious, not serious fight, and you gotta kill him, motherfucker.
Because what we got was classic Nate Diaz. For 4.5 rounds, Nate was getting beaten down by Rocky Edwards. The Jamaican Brit was cruising towards victory. But then it happened. Nate mother effing Diaz landed a perfect Stockton 1-2. Edwards wobbled, nearly out on his feet. And instead of finishing him off, Nate pointed, laughed, and mocked him in front of the world. That's who he is, that's why we love him. A lion in tiger's skin, a gangster who'd rather clown his opponent than close the show.
In a real fight, in the real world, that fight's a wrap. So, yeah, he was sleepwalking. You heard me, I talked to you years ago. I want a money fight, good fights. I'm not gonna fight these guys. Like when I fight Dos Anjos, no one knew him. I had no motivation in that. I want fights that people want to see, not fights because it's time for you to fight because that's what we think. Like, no, it's not. I've been fighting enough. I want a fight that's worth my while, worth his while. Let's get our fight on. I don't care if it's all good or not all good. When we fight, we're gonna fight, for real fight. He thinks he's the ninja, I'm the ninja. Ninja Gaiden, American Ninja, real mother ninja. This ninja martial artist right here, I started that came from Stockton with us, me and my team.
Rumors are swirling now that Nate Diaz might return to the UFC. Apparently, he wants to close out the trilogy with McGregor, who, at this point, has gone from weight-pushing presidential hopeful back down to just being another fighter. But for now, it's all rumors, nothing concrete. As the saying goes, we'll wait and see. In the meantime, smash that like button if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next one. And of course, Drop your comments down below. Until next time.
I think that's enough, man. It's good enough for the day. I'm over it.